All right, here we are with Exalted versus World of Darkness, City of the Bull God, Season 2, Episode 9. We are in June 2022, and today we have...
Brendan as the storyteller.
Peter as the Radial Star, the Celestial Censor, as Solar Twilight.
Devin as End of Sadness of the Infernal Exalted.
Holden as Layla Church of the Infernal Exalted.
And Sam as Rowan of the Gatimians.
All right, gang. So, we celebrated the New Year's in the only way that Exalted know how, which is saving the fucking world. I think that pretty much wraps up what happened last session.
Melting the Tower of
We
London.
fed an evil wizard to an aquabus.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
you did.
Aquabus.
So, with New Year's celebrations wrapped up, what does y'all's I guess New Year's Day look like? What is the we've successfully defeated the evil guy with the monologue hangover look like?
So much gin. So much
Well, you are in London.
Radial was just busy getting rid of all that fat acid thing that was deposited from the top Tower of London.
You're cleaning the Tower of London? I thought we agreed we wouldn't do that.
You agreed to do that. I do myself. Vacuuming up all those obsidian butterfly
Fuck!
things.
Cleaning up after our combats, Jesus.
I mean, in
The
fairness,
divine janitor.
he does have all of the all of the charms to make that go very quickly.
I want the guard to walk in and, like, shit himself. Be like, what happened here? Are those statues alive? Was there a trap where they shot arrows at people and those people weren't killed and went on to cause more danger? Was it always like that? Could I have been killed by that trap? I want that guy to ask those questions.
I'm sure that in the morning he asked those questions because, I mean, no, actually, you know what? If Pete cleaned it up really well, I'm pretty sure that you guys left no evidence.
Oh no, there's going to be like one glass obsidian that was missed, and then we were going to get Detective who's his name on our case.
Sherlock Holmes?
No, I was going to go for somebody else, but I couldn't think of anybody that wasn't Sherlock Holmes.
Grissom.
What shit happens around us?
John Grissom?
Yeah.
We'd end up with Inspector Clouseau, but...
Oh, yes.
Yes, Inspector Clouseau and his friend Encyclopedia Brown.
And in Rand Britain, hamburgers eat people.
So, after cleaning up the Tower of London, where do you all congregate back at to deal with your destroyed and evil guy hangover, I guess?
Do we want to wreck Peter's place partying?
I mean, to be fair, I would always rather go to the mansion rather than the sewers. But...
Fair. It's more festive.
I don't think there's room for 4 people in Layla's apartment, so...
Wow, Layla's flat must be, like, just the, like, is it a studio apartment? Is that what
it's
is?
It's a converted space between what used to be 2 different row houses, and once upon a time was an alley, so literally every part of her apartment, if you're a particularly large man, you can stretch your arms out and touch both walls.
God.
So it's like narrow, so the apartment is narrow, but really fucking long.
Sir, as someone who grew up in my formative years in Philadelphia row houses with my grandparents, that just hit like a core memory. So thank you. But also, I know exactly what that looks like.
Yeah, no, not a row house. What used to be the alley between 2 of them, and then they put up walls.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. So not Layla's place and not the sewers.
I guess that
Unless we
means
want to party like laid out end to end. No.
I mean, we could go party with the party wizard.
Oh God.
You guys could go and party with the party wizard. It is the night to do that. Do you guys want to hit up Earl, the local cult of ecstasy?
I mean, yeah, because we were on a mission with all of them technically, because everybody
You
was.
are right. It's been
It's
been too many weeks for me to
After
remember that
party.
yeah.
Yeah.
So let's dial it back a little bit and not have me ask you guys questions and more like me just be like, okay, so now that you guys have done all of this and helped the local mages basically stop the apocalypse,
And
you all
survived a cult ecstasy party.
you all meet back up with the local mage populace, or the local mage cabal that's been hanging out with you all. Everybody is there. Earl, wherever you guys want to party, Earl can get you guys into that club free of charge. If you guys want some drugs, he's got them. If you guys want some drinks, he's got the hookup. You guys are kind of his, let's just say, his guests of honor, and there's a lot of him throwing a little bit of his literal weight around and just kind of, unless of course you guys literally tell him not to, he's probably going to like put his arm like around your shoulders and like really just kind of get you guys to party up with him.
He's probably not going to do that with Layla because she's like shows up sort of friction burned and also smelling like boiled sinners. So like, unless he's got like a snap your fingers and have a shower spell, she's gonna have to dip out somewhere before turning.
Prestidigitation. Who needs that cantrip?
Oh no! So you show up like that, and the Verbena girl who was hanging out with them looks at you and goes, "Oh, honey, what happened to you? Let's get you fixed up." And she like takes you off to like the side to like basically clean you up and perform some life magic on you to get you healed up and not as burned.
Sweet.
The party was just rewind the clock on Leila's clothes or something like that before they started smelling.
Yeah, I don't know what Kentucky Fried Sinner smells like, but I can't imagine it's very pleasant. And she just went swimming in.
The Verbena basically just kind of like gets your wounds healed up and gets the rest of the gang to kind of come over and help out. Tobias comes by and basically helps with a little bit of like matter magic to fix up your clothes and get rid of the funky smell. If you want some. If you want to erase it from your brain, the punch mage will help you with that. If you want to just forget about the experience,
does he accomplish that by punching me in the head really hard? Is that how that works?
No. He would like teach you some breathing techniques and then do some mind magic on you.
Not boring.
He's no punch master.
He's no punch master, unfortunately. He doesn't have the charms for it. So, unless, of course, you guys want any specific scenes with any of the mages, they're gonna just party it out with you guys. The only real big thing that I can think of going forward is that, like, I think that at some point, like, Tobias probably sits down with Rowan and, like, I guess gets to know the new Rowan, like, so that, you two can still be, like, good buds.
All right. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, like at some point he has, like, the drunken conversation with you of, like, bro, I know you're not my Rowan. I know you're not my you're not my buddy from the architecture firm, but You're an okay guy.
That's great,
Like
because I already
Rowan.
knew you, but you don't know me. Wonderful.
Yeah,
Glad we
well,
got over this.
no, yeah, but I can get to know you, bud.
But, right.
Right, yeah. So he's gonna like slide you a drink and be like, dude, you're not drunk enough for this.
He is
We
not
just
drunk enough.
we just saved the world, man. Have a gin and tonic.
My
I have
Browan, have a brewski.
so many gins. So many
So
gins
much
later.
gin. But yeah, if there's anything you guys want to talk to them about, any specific things, I didn't really have a whole lot planned for them having a party with you guys, but if you guys have anything you want to ask them, now would be the time. They're all open books and probably more intoxicated than they should be.
It's the only thing we could ask us about that mage that works with Mithras, I guess. Didn't know anything was going on there, I suppose.
Oh, Teddy, the one that didn't show up.
Yeah.
Who do you want to ask about that, or just all of them in general?
Well, I don't think we have any other virtual adepts, so I guess in general we'll be asking, really.
Okay, yeah. To your knowledge, he is the only virtual adept in town. And just kind of like asking them all in general, you get a lot of mixed responses about that. Tobias and the Verbena chick, whose name I'm forgetting for some reason, both kind of give you like kind of like shrugs, like I don't know, like we put the call out to him and he just didn't show up. It was a little weird. We thought that he was part of our crew here. On the opposite end of that, the Akashic Danzin is very much like the best way that I could describe his reaction to you asking about him is fuck that guy. I hope he burns. He's the worst member of our cabal. He doesn't even show up when we ask him to when the world's on the line. Fuck him. I hope he's dead.
He didn't even send his hologram.
Yeah, exactly. Didn't even send his damn hologram. He's useless. Absolutely useless. On the opposite end of that, Earl, the older and, as far as you can tell, potentially the leader of the local cabal of mages, despite having a lot of drinks in him, he's talking pretty intelligently. He's just like, yeah, we sent out the call to Teddy, and he said that he had some other things to take care of that were of just as much importance. He's done some favors for me in the past to make sure that certain that basically that the police couldn't follow my trail sometimes whenever that the technocrats were onto me. So I didn't really question it. He said that he had some other very important business to attend to tonight. Peter or anyone else who is talking to them about this specific subject. If you could give me a perception and empathy roll.
I guess I'll have to substitute my...
There it is.
What's the difficulty?
Difficulty on this one is going to be an 8.
8. Okay, that's a 12 successes with an excellency.
Holy shit.
Jesus Christ.
What the fuck? Okay, how okay. Okay. Wasn't
Everything is a problem to be solved.
Wasn't expecting you to get that, so give me just a moment.
We already broke our GF 15 minutes in on the dot.
It's an accomplishment. Woo!
What wasn't okay? I shouldn't say I wasn't expecting you to get that. I wasn't expecting you to get that many successes on that. Is probably more accurate. You know from talking to all of them that Earl is lying about something concerning Teddy. Specifically, he is lying about having not about having about Teddy giving him a good enough reason to not show up. And when that you when that he when like you get this feeling that like he is not only lying about it, but he's trying to cover for Teddy for something else. So what do you do with this information?
Good question. Well, I guess as I'm still on the roll for my things for a couple more turns here, I guess I could, listen in, try pressing a bit more, asking him like, oh, is he also saving the world? That seems unlikely that they're two different, ends of what's happening at the same time. You can be honest with me, buddy. We're all friends.
You
here.
got the
We can
same
work
fucking
together.
dice pool to draw him out, don't you? No, it replaces one specific dice pool, doesn't it?
I mean, I played with empathy with this, so if it's like, oh, charisma, if you're something, then
Yeah, if you want to roll, so I would say
manipulation, empathy.
I was gonna actually say you sound like you're trying to be persuasive here.
So manipulation.
So I was actually gonna say manipulation, empathy.
Well, good thing that's also a 5, just like perception.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and you also get your specialty bonus.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just 9 successes.
Oh,
Empathy,
is that all? Just
9. Yes, I would say that it's still at an 8 for him. He's an older cult of ecstasy who's been around the block and knows how to like guard himself. But with 8 successes, he looks to you and just kind of like sighs, puts his hand on like the bridge of his nose and just shakes his head and goes, yeah, hey, follow me out here. I gotta go for a smoke. And like, he escorts you out to like basically like the alleyway of the club that you guys are in, and he pulls out a cigarette and like lights it and just starts smoking, and he's just like, Teddy's on a secret mission from our archmage. He's dealing with some real esoteric bullshit on the digital web. There's been some break-ins with a lot of the information that he's been hoarding. Someone's been breaking into his I guess his treasure trove, you would call it. Haven't seen it before. We think it might be technocracy, but we're not 100% sure.
Oh, that's concerning.
He's been making sure that everything's up to date. Unfortunately, Teddy's also got all of our information, so if people get into that information, basically the whole the whole Night Society, the whole vampires, werewolves, mages, everybody that's in town goes tits up if Teddy goes down.
Oh boy, nothing. All your eggs in one basket.
Yeah, well, he promised that it would be safe and secure and hidden behind multiple firewalls and different computer blockades, and he said it was absolutely uncrackable. And come to find out, someone finally found out where the asshole lives. So he's having to move everything.
Ah, the rubber hose, decryption. I see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. At least that's what he told me. I don't know that. I'll be honest, it was just a phone call. I've never met the guy in person. But if he was lying to me, I couldn't tell you. He sounded pretty scared about something that was happening tonight. Sounded like, I don't know, maybe whoever's his elder, whoever's his master, his teacher, whatever, he's got his nuts in a vice. So take what I say with a grain of salt, I guess.
I
And
was thinking, well, we have to see a time machine over here. If we just rewind the thing to see that conversation, we technically could do some analysis of whether he's lying or not. Nah, that would be too much.
I mean, if you're going to use that time machine, I'd rather you go instead of seeing it from my end, I'd rather you go see it from his if you can track him down.
Yeah, we'd have to first find him, so there'll be some deeper correspondence thing. And probably he is the type that doesn't want to be found, so it might be even harder then.
Mm-hmm. Well, and he finishes his cigarette and flicks it into a cigarette disposal ash thing, whatever, and pats you on the back. I don't know, man. Maybe ask your parents about it at some point.
I guess I'll have to send him an owl or something.
Yeah, I'm sure they wouldn't mind you going by to visit more often. Good people though.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, we did recently visit Deutsche, so yeah, I guess we'll drop by again.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You should totally do that. Yeah, good people. The stars helped me out a lot when I was younger. Good people. Anyway, back to the party.
Yay!
Go back in. There's I don't know, rave music or whatever that sounds like, doing the
Party.
Any of you guys have anyone else you guys want to interact with before we get to the
Yeah, me to the mages. Hey,
Oh, yes, okay.
Hey.
Please go on.
Where are my souls? I asked for you guys to get me souls from the Save the World mission. Did you do that?
Oh, you mean the people who we had to fight during that time?
Yeah.
Yeah. We got you 10 cultists altogether.
Cultists. I don't know. How good are their souls? Compare their soul to a person next to an elder vampire. What scale would these souls be on, objectively speaking? And if Sadness asks the mages.
They look at you and go, "That's a very weird scale there." The punch wizard comes forward. Danzen just goes, "Well, I'd say on a scale to newbie vampire or regular mage to what you all fought, I'd say they're right around the middle."
All right, that's awesome. Excellent. Perfect. All right, I'm just going to gather these up in their receptacles and put them in my inventory.
Right, yeah. Where did you want them delivered to?
Your Silodex.
My possession.
Oh, right, yeah.
Hand over the stones or something.
Yeah, like, we're delivered into my possession?
Because we
Right. Sorry.
Render unto Kaiser.
Still new to this. Definitely not a part of the GM forgetting that this was a thing that you gave me. And
the new crafting system, listeners, require
they
souls. Have soul gems.
they hand the souls over to you in little gems.
Perfect.
You can go over what that they're worth.
I will wrap the gems in tissue paper. I'll put the tissue paper in a box. I will put the box in a bag, and I will label the bag for Torment Nexus. And I'll put the bag in my poncho, in a pouch inside the poncho, probably in the chest. There's probably like a little like pouch for like your smokes and like snacks and stuff.
Ah, yes, right in the smoke pouch for the poncho.
Yeah.
For the Torment Nexus.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Okay, so you have you have those.
Perfect. 10 medium souls, or 5 very good souls, or 20 people souls, however you want to quantify it.
I would say
You said 10 cultists. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry, 10 cultists.
Perfect.
Yeah. 10 of what you said.
End of Sadness has no further input on this party other than to hang out. And I guess argue with whoever knows about the Outer Wilds. Like the game.
Oh, okay. I was like,
one of these
like
fucking
the Outer
wizards.
Darknesses?
No, one of these fucking wizards plays the Outer Wilds, and they're going to introduce End of Sadness to it. End of Sadness is going to get hooked.
Yes, Teddy.
Yeah, that would be Teddy.
I was hoping to be any other mage than the traitor mage that ain't here.
Tobias, mate.
Yeah, Tobias has probably played the Outer Wilds.
All right, perfect. That's it.
Yeah, man, it's super. No, you know who else has probably played it or watched a let's play of it? Earl, because it has a time loop function in it.
There you go.
He also suggests death loop to you.
I don't know. Bethesda games have terrible controls. They make you motion sick.
Isn't that like the main problem with the Outer Wilds that a lot of people get motion sick from it?
No, Arcane Alliance, whenever they program in first-person shooting, they just have there's a problem with it. They never go back and look at Prey. This is End of Sadness talking. Go back and look at Prey. Like the gun movement, the gunplay, the walking, the panning. It just has this stickiness to it. It makes you sick.
Okay, you know what? That's fair. Yeah, I'll go check that back out when I get some time. Now that we're not accidentally, saving the world and everything. You guys are great. I can't imagine us having to have dealt with that without y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Well, pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Earl is kind of like looking to Layla and being like, "Yeah, you are pretty amazing. Where's your band?"
I don't think the band knows.
Yeah, I do try to minimize their exposure to like vampires and evil wizards and shit.
Yeah, if Layla were to tell them about all the things she does, then the Green Goblin would break in on a recording and take one of them hostage.
Yeah, man.
There's a squinty look going on as she tries to decode whether that's just End of Sadness being End of Sadness or whether that's sarcasm.
I mean, it's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of everything. Yeah, man, you gotta have your secret identity, or all your supervillains that you let live are gonna come and get your friends and family.
Yeah, man.
Is that a threat or a promise?
I've seen Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man.
Oh God!
So listen, Layla, if you want to get the band back together, I got some pull in the club scene here. I can set you up.
And she brightens up immediately, although after a moment, there's this kind of hard shadow that passes over her face. There and gone. She's heard this line from a supernatural motherfucker before.
Listen.
Actually, yeah, that would be that'd be very kind of you. We're just about to lose our current patron that's been helping us along. So definitely be in the market for a new one.
Oh yeah, that's fantastic. I mean, for me, not for that guy. But he looks to you and kind of sees like that change of expression, and then like kind of nods and goes, "Listen, if we do any work together, I'll make sure to get it all in writing. It'll be all up above board, all up and up. Nothing changes without both my consent and you and your whole band's consent."
All right.
I've seen that look before for some other talents that I've helped out. I don't want to screw people over no more.
Right. It's a hard town. It's a hard town to work in. That sounds good.
So yeah, he nods, like pats you on the back. It's like, yeah, can't wait to hear you play again. And yeah, so at some point at some point in the near future, he will come to you with like a I don't want to say recording, but like a basically like an agreement of being like, hey, I'll set you up with gigs, and like we get a fair share of the profit because I'm yada yada band nonsense.
Mhm.
Manager.
I'll be your
Promoter.
manager.
Yeah. Agent. Whatever.
That's the word. I'll be the Princess Carolyn to your BoJack Horseman. I don't know why that's the only reference that came to my mind at that.
I mean, it's a good one.
I think that's the first time that anyone in this podcast has complimented me on my choice of shows.
You have fine picks and shit.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, you listen to our show, so obviously you have
Yeah, there it is.
I was like, you're fine. You have fine taste in shows. I'm like, yeah, that's true. We haven't.
It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
Acceptable.
It's acceptable. We're good. We're good. Anyway.
I understand has to ditch out of this party like as soon as they
Now.
realize that they forgot shit. So they're gonna have one of the mages cover while the party keeps on going and come back later.
What did you forget?
What
The
did
gifts.
you forget?
The gifts.
Oh. The mage that's going to cover for you is going to Earl is going to look to you and be like, wait, you forgot gifts for people?
Well, not for you. For them.
No, for them. For your friends?
You know what? When you see what one of the gifts are, you're going to feel like a real fucking fool in a couple of hours.
Am I, though?
And Sadness will leave.
Earl's going to, like, grab you on the shoulder. So,
Okay.
don't you remember our shenanigans from a couple months ago?
Yeah, vaguely. It's been a couple years.
You never forgot those gifts. Come with me to the bathroom.
Oh, if you're trying to do a time travel thing, you're sorely mistaken. All right, let's go.
I wasn't here for this session, so this is just getting steadily more terrifying without context.
Yes.
All right, so we're gonna scene
Like,
swipe.
it sounds like
Look,
Sadness is about to be assaulted in the fucking men's room.
right?
Oh, look,
Okay, look.
stealthily.
If this mage has the gift thing taken care of ahead of time, then that means we're going to be in that bathroom for like an hour.
More than one person in this party is just going to assume you're fucking back there. Just full disclosure.
And the
full
Sadness
disclosure.
don't care about that. That's fine. Anyway,
So,
show me what you
you
got.
you go back there, and on the trip back there, he's like, okay, so your gifts are at your place, right?
More or less.
Yeah, okay. Cool. How long do you think it'll take you to get to the place and back?
Like an hour.
Man, we party in here and you're going to spend a whole hour? Okay.
I mean, I can get one. I can get one of them delivered, and the other one I already have. The third one, I just need I just need some time in here. Can you just give me some time in here? Oh, you know what I need? I need some time in here, and I need like a little tiny premature baby incubator from the local hospital. Go get one for me.
That's a weird get, but tell you what.
I was gonna have robots steal it in the middle of the night, but I feel like you can get it faster.
You are right. I can get it faster. It's almost like it was always here in the next stall over.
Oh, opens the toilet stall. Perfect. All right.
Oh,
Glad there's
right?
not a baby in there. I'm glad you did not misinterpret that. That'd
No,
have been
of course
rough.
not.
That'd have been
What do
real
you think
rough.
I am? Some kind of crapsack genie?
Okay, cool. All right.
Okay,
And Assad
so,
starts
all-
stripping and will smash a bottle on the counter and start cutting into their chest cavity. Oh, you wanted to be here for this, boyo.
I was
What?
See, Snipenhauer.
I was gonna say, okay. He's just he like unfortunately he locked the bathroom door and now there's just screaming.
Because you said the gifts were here, so I'm assuming everything I need is here. Good. An hour later.
Everything you need is here because you
Perfect.
all already went back in time and got it.
Yeah, we did do
2
that.
hours,
Didn't we? Right.
2 hours before you defeated the Nefandus. Oh no,
Yeah,
who knew you would do that?
Right.
That
It's been
makes
set up
sense.
here the whole time, so we don't have to go over this whole plot point again.
Exactly. An hour later, End of Sadness leaves the washroom with different clothes on than they had on before.
Earl comes out with a look of horror on his face.
End of Sadness looks a little pale, like they need some orange juice. Look, I know we're partying, but can you just get me a glass of mixer? No vodka.
I was about to say, he orders a screwdriver, no vodka, and then gets the vodka separately for himself.
There we go. I just need mixer.
He hands you some orange juice, and he just takes like the vodka and just the things I've seen.
Oh, don't be a baby. Anyway.
Layla definitely convinced they were banging back
He
there now.
looks at you and goes, "Listen, I've hung out with you, Thanatos, and that was weird."
Yeah. All right, let's start with the
He
least
just said he's hung
showy
out with
to the
Thanos.
most showy.
Anyway, present your gifts to your friends or whatever.
All right, I'll go find Rowan before I go find Layla. Hey, Rowan. Are you there, Rowan?
Yes.
In the party. Hey,
Hello.
Rowan, how you doing? How's the party going? You feeling awake? You feeling good?
I've got a lot of gin. It's great.
That's
Yeah.
perfect. All right, so I got you a gift. It's a little
Oh.
box. It's wrapped. You should open the box.
Oh, thank you. I guess do you want me to open it here or?
Yeah.
All right. He will very clumsily, because he's very drunk at this point, open the box.
It's a 4-pack of Four Loko, but it looks a little different.
Oh. What's different about it, and why is it for Loco?
If your character, the End of Sadness, you will dick around with this a bunch, but eventually End of Sadness will point it out. You'll look at the box. The copyright date is from this year. Like it's new. They don't make Four Loko anymore.
You invented For Loco again?
No.
Okay.
I tracked down the original copyright holders and then blackmailed them through the dark web, and then I got their formula, and then I copyrighted our own version of it through an open source hack collectivist group I know, and then I had the technology to make it put into a tiny boutique brewery that can do 100 cans a year, and those are the forced fur cans from it.
Oh.
Because the keys are taped on the inside of the box because the brewery is yours.
What?
It's a little tiny boutique brewery. It has a loft on the top floor.
Oh.
Yeah, I bought it from this cryogenics company called Phoenix Holdings. They didn't have any use for it.
What?
Yeah, I don't know why they owned it either, okay? But they did, and I bought it from them. This is part of the Wraith lore. Don't worry about it. This is a really weird Orpheus callback I'm making. Don't worry about it too much.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. You don't have a house, and I figured you'd want a house.
Not so loudly. But thank you.
Yeah.
Oh shoot!
The address is on the card, so you
thank you.
know how to get home.
He is very drunk right now.
Yeah. Perfect. All right. All right, Layla's next.
Layla's Layla is pleasantly into the evening, and when End of Sadness approaches, she looks up her drink and says, "Did you know that there's a place for landlords who flayed an inch at a time made to eat their own skin after they
Really?
die? Not in London, but like after they die."
Oh, that makes a lot more sense, but that's also really interesting.
Mm, yeah. Do you ever
Yeah.
dream about that?
The first time I did, and then I only ever had one dream afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got something for you as a going away present.
But I thought you were hitting it off with Earl. I guess so. You're still shipping out, huh?
Oh, yeah. I figured we'd pack it on in now that we're in the new year. It's all, what's the word? Auspicious.
I don't think anything ever is for people like us.
Yeah,
Sorry,
fair
what were you
enough.
saying?
I got you something. Now,
You shouldn't have, probably.
it's not magical, but I think it has a little bit of magic to it. It's a guitar case. Like the physical structure of it is a guitar case with a guitar inside of it.
You explained that so weird that like I'm not sure that what you've actually given her is a guitar in a guitar case, or if like there's more to it.
There is more
Yeah,
to
like-
it when you open it and see the guitar.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I'm honestly
Like your
back
box
here.
isn't box shaped; it's guitar case shaped because it's a guitar case, clearly with a guitar inside of it. Not like,
I mean,
it's not like rolls of coins in it, so you can bash people with it.
before we figure out what's in there, I'm gonna just put this out there. I'm expecting the vampire transformation scene in From Dusk to Dawn, where the mariachi band is actually playing like human instruments. So let's start off with what's actually in there.
All right, does Layla open the case?
She puts aside her drink, takes the case into her lap, runs her hands over it,
It is a
latches. Sorry, say.
it is a acoustic guitar made out of dinosaur bone.
Holy shit!
We had a few spare parts left over. Remember when we had to hunt that triceratops on the ridge?
You made a little
Gives
chicken.
it one strum. I could actually get plays.
I don't know if it's air quotes guitar calibrated. I know instruments have to be calibrated. I don't know how to do that, but it's made to be an instrument. The guitarist who helped me make it said that it can play.
Yeah. This is amazing. We got the only Jurassic guitar in the world.
Right?
Thank you.
You're welcome. I had a few thoughts about how crazy to go with it. Maybe steal the time travel machine and get it signed by like Freddie Mercury, but I think sometimes enough is enough, you know? I think that's the lesson sometimes.
Yeah, no, it would be going overboard to
Yeah.
elaborate on top of a piano guitar. I think you made the right call.
Yeah.
This is incredible. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm glad you like it. And that only leaves one for the man who has everything.
You got him a mind-eating plant?
Got him a gift card?
The original thing I was going to get him was, and this is in character, what I was originally going to get him was on Amazon, you can get these sheet pans that have a grate you can place over top that have a silicone mat. And it's a lot better than using wax paper because you can just dishwash the silicone mat. They're amazing, Layla. You should get a set for your apartment. But I didn't do that. Where is he? Where are you, Peter? Are you here?
Yeah,
Are you
because I
present?
definitely have a dishwasher. Yeah.
Yeah, Ryder's around, sipping his Guinness or something.
All right, and status will come on up and hang.
Hey.
So I was going to try and do a joke about you being rich and I can't get you anything, but I could get you something, and I thought it was pretty fun.
Oh boy.
And the sadness will go under the poncho and pull out a container, like a cylinder that's in like a box that's been badly taped and has blood marks on it. Here you go. I wrapped it last, unfortunately.
Okay. Should I open it here? Or
Yeah.
is this something that shouldn't be seen in public?
Nah, it's fine. Anyone who sees it would not know what to do with it.
They will go insane.
Well, I perfectly unwrap the thing and, unfold the paper.
It is a incubator with a beating heart inside of it. Like plugged into its all its ventricles and shit, and it's in like goo.
Heart of darkness.
For the man who has everything. And when the Ascendus like lifts up their arms to go ha ha ha, it'll like the poncho will be askew and you'll see a big jagged scar going up their chest cavity.
Are you proposing to me or something in a weird way?
No, you're my art patron, asshole. I was giving you like because like you're a wizard.
Okay.
And like having material connections to people is like important. It's a trust thing. Like there's like layers to it.
I get it, but I don't know whether you got it.
I got it. Like I got it for you. I got it.
Okay.
Because it's mine.
Okay.
I still
Right?
think they're proposing. That's what I'm getting out of this.
He's my rich person patron. Like the guy who makes the 16th Chapel had a guy who bankrolled him. I'm just being appreciative.
By giving him your heart.
Yeah, why not? I was going to get rid of it anyway, right? Like, might as well give it to a good home, right? Where it'll be appreciated. I feel like you guys aren't getting the gift. I feel like this gift is not landing with you guys.
I'm more interested in, can you actually survive mechanically? Can you survive without a heart as an exalt, or do you have the charms to just regrow that back?
I have a charm that lets me do cyber surgery on myself and replace bits with machine bits, so I just pop my heart out for a small yellow cake generator.
You did a clear queen.
Yeah, a little. Why wouldn't I, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? Okay, fair. I think that not
guys,
knowing what you did was a little bit lost on me.
This process wasn't complicated. I went to all the landfills I could and harvested all the 1940s fire detectors I could and built, a machine to do the thing. To replace my heart.
We should probably get people to start backing up away from him before they get cancer.
No, it's like bananas or skin. You can't possibly get and affect you through all of the skin and plates I put in and stuff. It's fine.
Okay. So long as you knew what
Lila
to
is just in the corner on a couch cackling for what it's worth. Like that's been her reaction this whole.
They're proposing to each other. This is adorable.
That's what Gaimo saw in the bathroom when it was like break a beer bottle and start carving in, get through that rib cage and sternum.
Oh goodness!
Drill, baby, drill. I have craftsman needs no tools.
Oh boy!
Oh, don't worry, guys.
Is this survivable? With enough ox body, it is.
All right.
It does like a couple aggravated damage. Who cares?
Whatever.
But yeah, yellow cake is just very low radioactive. Apparently, it has a half-life of 4 billion years. So yeah,
there you go. The point is, End of Sadness's heart is radioactive. Radioactive.
Okay.
Well then.
That was the New Year's party. Does anyone else have anything else to do before we get on to the other bits?
Nothing's going to top that. No.
Okay, that's what I figured.
Well, go all sing Auld Lang Syne.
Auld Lang Syne, yeah.
Yes.
End of Sadness definitely knows the lyrics to that, like perfectly. They definitely aren't going to stumble through them. And the home of the free.
Belting out wrong lyrics.
That's not.
Rowan is belting out the lyrics for his world.
Yeah, sure thing. Okay, so I know that it's going to be really good, but I guess for the sake of, since this is a tabletop role-playing game, Peter, if you could give me a charisma and performance roll.
God.
What's difficulty?
6. It's a pretty common song. You could get the Brits real riled up with it.
That's 11 successes.
You can't stop him.
I mean, why wouldn't I always be using my, charm to get 20 dice?
That's fair. That's completely fair. There are
His masterful
old
knowledge of tone and pitch.
there are old and young British men who are crying their eyes out at this. Earl specifically is like weeping tears of joy. And the rest of you who are Brits, I guess Layla and Rowan, however you guys want to react to this emotional.
Layla accompanies musically, using it as an opportunity to tune the dino guitar.
Okay, roll it. How many experience you get?
Please, performance and charisma, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, me, that dice pool? Yeah, okay, let's see.
Yeah, this is the time we show off.
All right, let's see where. Dice roller.
Oh, and don't forget that you've got that specialty in guitar.
Mm-hmm.
Performance, dinosaurs.
15 successes.
How many?
15.
Oh, good lord.
Yeah, this is my 5 and 5 pool. I
Right.
finally got to roll it.
Hey, you got to roll it on game 1.
And dropped an excellency on top.
Okay. Yeah,
That
it's
cast
beautiful.
benefit, it pays off.
It's beautiful. It's a better performance than the mastering during The Crown when this gets sung during that show. The acoustics in the club are perfect for it. The Jurassic guitar is perfectly reverberates and hits people in their in like a core memory kind of sense, and there are many people weeping, including weirdly like Danzen, who's an American native and like doesn't understand why this is important, but feels how important that the music is.
So I would suggest, like, what if we activated You Can Be More with this, and someone got an awakening out of this?
Do you have that charm?
Do you have that?
Oh,
I
shit.
took it for when we were at Doisetep.
Okay.
I think that's a good stunt for 15 successes and whatever monstrosity he rolls.
Yeah, Peter, roll me a single D10. Just let me know what the number is.
Okay, let me take a physical dice then.
Oh, sweet.
That's a 4.
Okay. 4 people that were in this club that heard that are going to awaken within the next 24 hours. They're not going to awaken during the performance, but the performance is essentially going to set off a chain reaction that is going to have them start falling down certain rabbit holes that calls an avatar to them, and then they awaken. They might try to find either you or Layla in the coming down time to be like, hey, you were an inspiration.
You were an inspiration, and I don't know what's going on then. There are these agents coming after me, and...
Pretty much. Let me real quick roll for them to see if any of them are going to become tradition mages or become exceptional citizens.
So that's what you call them. I'm not familiar with mage lingo.
Okay. 2 of them are gonna find you guys, and the other 2 are going to be picked up by the technocracy at some point. But they do technically awaken to their potential. They just go to the wrong side of the track.
That's fine. They'll get one more chance to repent before going to the Torment Nexus.
Everybody gets one.
Listen, depending on which part of the canon that you subscribe to, the Technocracy is not necessarily the bad guys so much as they are just misinformed. I mean, they're definitely not like nefandous. So anyway, is there anything else you all want to do in the club?
I miss the days when I could have said it's like the difference between like a fascist and a pedophile before like we actually got enough exposure to real fascists to find out that that the Venn diagram there is like
It is just a circle, yeah.
Yeah.
I like, as a storyteller, I like my villains to be a little bit more three-dimensional, and I like the idea that not all Technocracy are bad people. I like to think that the ground troops of the Technocracy are the people who are trying to actually do the right thing, whereas the people that are higher up in the Technocracy are like the actual assholes.
But it's still the guys on the ground who perform the pogrom, which is actually named the pogrom. Like their official.
Yeah, we don't talk about that because it's not named that in my canon.
We talk about as much as we talk about the jihad.
Right? I was like, what was that vampire card game? What was that holy war that the vampire?
Vampire, the renamed Vampire, the renamed. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's not Sourcebook the G word.
God almighty.
So anyway.
It's weird that they named V5 Chechnya that is Asterine.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
It was a weird move.
Is there anything else you guys want to do in the club before we get into the meat and potatoes of this game that I've actually prepared?
I'm not sure that we can actually top a live vivisection plus like soul transformations via impromptu drunken rendition of Auld Lang Syne. That might be.
Yeah, I
think that's.
I mean, you know,
that's a star wipe.
I was going to say, if you guys don't want to try and top that on this episode, we could always just stop and then do another episode for the night.
Oh, fuck me.
Anyway, so club scene done. Unless, of course, anyone else has anything else to add to that. Okay, cool. So, I assume that you all, plus the mages, make it to Rigel's place, which is the most comfortable place to be to fall asleep and sleep off a hangover.
Yeah. All right. Sure.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
You all eventually wake up. It is the new year. We are finally into the actual future of 2022. Oh, wait, shit.
Right.
Yeah. So you all wake up. I assume that End of Sadness has some stuff prepared for you all to deal with. But the Star Manor is as it ever was. Nothing has changed outside of maybe some dirty laundry that, like blankets and stuff that need to be washed, and anything else. Rigel's parents are not there. They have they've kind of they're kind of waiting for their recharge on being able to come back to the regular world.
Move among the quick.
Yep.
Maybe we should break the recording here since it's getting on about an hour, and we usually don't like to let it run longer than that to avoid.
Yeah, that works.
Sure.
Any moment now. That it was all.
Yeah. No, I got that. It was a Jason Goes to Hell reference.
Anything takes Manhattan.
Whoa,
I actually don't know which of those two is worse.
I'm going to say that Jason Goes to Hell is worse because as a child, the box art for Goes to Hell scared me.
Fair enough.
It's got that hell worm coming out of the mask. It's spooky. Anyway, so speaking of hellworms, I believe that somebody has to go to hell tonight.
Right? All right, so we're just waking up in Pete's place in the Star
Mhm.
Mansion.
Dealing with the hangovers or whatever y'all have. I don't know.
Exaltation
How
means
bad of a
no
hangover do you have
hangovers.
with an Exalt? I don't think much.
Yeah, not that much. Not with Stamina 5.
I make everybody perfect coffee with my craft of 10.
Thank you.
Hey, hooray!
So helpful. We are all appreciative.
If only had medicine charms. Anyway,
Right.
No. You don't
Cure
want medicine
hangover.
charms. Not with the rolls that anyone who runs with me with medicine charms gets.
God.
Oof.
All right, coffee,
I
breakfast.
think someone slipped me something last night. It was, I think I remember like Buddy over there pulling his heart out and giving it. I think he proposed. Did you two get married last night? Did that happen?
Oh my
The
God, that
wizard
sounds like the
party?
most boring way to have a wizard party. Getting married.
Congratulations and all that. Yeah.
So I think I'm ready to head out, gang.
I mean, yeah, it's like 10 a.m.
No, like I mean head out, head out.
Oh, so it's today.
Yeah,
Okay.
New Year. Put it off long enough.
Yeah, I guess as good as time as any.
Yeah. You guys want to meet up at the Gamma Cave?
Just go there.
Yes.
All right. See you guys when you get there.
So after
Do
End of Sadness leaves. So do we actually think they've got like an actual hell, or is it going to be like a theme park they've somehow like stolen and Willy Wonka underground?
Honestly, coin flip.
I mean, either or is going to be entertaining, so.
I mean, we've pretty much confirmed the existence of everything except Santa Claus. So, sure, hell's real.
Oh, hell's real, but it's not here, and it's not anywhere I've ever been able to get at it. So I don't know exactly what they're doing, but I have a terrible feeling it's nothing.
I mean,
I've never seen them come up with a plan and then show up empty-handed.
we've been to Mars, we've been to the Hollow Earth. Hell shouldn't be that far, beyond that, so.
I'm just concerned why you'd ever want to go there.
Well, it's a nice place to send people who've got it coming, but
Well, maybe he has a different definition of what the hell is.
they have a different definition of a lot of things.
I know.
I mean, yeah, it could be like one of those one man's trash is another man's treasure. Says a certain purple-eyed woman who's scrolling through a tablet on the couch and looking at you all.
Uh,
Hey,
Hi there.
let me know how
Would you-
hell goes.
Were you at the wizard party?
Oh yeah, I was the bartender. Didn't you notice?
Sadly, no, but that could just be the hangover talking.
It's probably the
Things-
hangover talking, hun.
things
You were
got a
really
little-
going hard on the gin.
Fuzzy after the dinosaur.
Oh yeah, that was
Dinosaur
fantastic.
party.
I can't believe that you two got all those people to cry. So anyway, tell me how hell goes, Layla. I've got some things to talk to you about at some point, but my schedule's a little busy. But I did figure that I wanted to stop by and talk to you all. Looks like I missed your buddy though. So let me know how your field trip goes. And she's just kind of like scrolling through on her tablet, and every now and again she's giving like a polite chuckle as I don't know, she's looking at memes or something.
Should we be concerned that you're here?
Oh no, you all have taken so much off my plate lately. It's amazing. I have so much free time now.
Well,
I
that's
guess
good.
we leave the sidereal to TikTok and get ready to go to the Gamma Cave.
Yeah, let's go to the Gamma Cave, I
Yeah,
guess.
as you guys are leaving, she like holds the tablet up and like does like a smile and like takes a picture.
We're being profiled.
I love how Sam was like, I like Rowan was like that whole time carefully trying to work around not remembering her fucking name. Like,
So good.
I love how
I'll
that she
probably
likes to
say
not
that.
show up when the one person that's going to question her existence is there. End of Sadness is left. It's time for me to show up.
Ah, so you're saying that Clark Kent is Superman? Never seen it at the same time.
Using that one charm Peter loves to ditch their life for a new life. I'm an infernal exalt in London.
Yeah.
Oh man, this Destiny's all fucked up. I should stop going back to it so much. It's getting dog-eared. The binding's getting a little loose.
Ah. So anyway, let's go to Gamma Cave.
Yeah, Gamma Cave has been cleaned up because time's passed since the assault during Halloween. We're in the goddamn New Year's now, so it's been cleaned up. It probably looks a lot more modernized. Probably has a lot more of reinforcements and like pipes and hardware and generators built through it now.
Yeah, okay. Totally. Everybody's there. I feel like that I'm kind of like handing this off to you because you
Fair
have most
enough.
of the descriptions.
There's a bunch of cultists, like not all of them, not the whole cult, but there are cultists here. They're all doing whatever it is the cult of Typhon does when End of Sadness
Usually
isn't in your vision, which is usually I guess coordinating the rest of the cult and calls and inducting people and leading prayers and stuff and organizing dead drop drone locations for GPS geocache people to grab stuff that's off the grid.
Having End of Sadness around but out of sight is a lot like having a 4-year-old in that state. You know, it's always a little
Okay.
anxiety
Little
inducing.
terrifying.
So I have a question then for End of Sadness, because this is a big day and the cult would be more or less ready to go. Anyone who isn't is probably not there. Did you pull like a Heaven's Gate or something like that where everybody's in the same clothes?
No, I actually want them to be spread out around London because it's funnier that way.
That's horrifying.
Everyone's going to the rapture, but you, everybody.
Holy shit. Okay. Yeah, so you've got the core members here operating the Cult of Typhon. I assume that there's a few people here who are going to stay and make sure that things are not messed up when you do your thing.
Yeah, pretty much. Stragglers, people to turn the lights off when we're all done.
Somebody to tell the story, somebody to keep your legend going, yada yada.
I mean, I've infiltrated so many computer systems that are sentient and alive permanently with my mind that they're basically running this operation for me on autopilot. If I really wanted to be a bastard, I'd start looking up satellites through telescopes and having some fun.
Yeah. So speaking of, so I have an honest question for you, since that your cult is very focused on technology and the communications network that technically does span the whole world. How far out do you think that the cult of Typhon goes?
I focused a lot in the London, Britain area because I didn't want to spread out a super lot, just in case it was a hassle to collect people. But people have probably spread it around. It's a lot harder to get people into the cult if they can't physically see the cult stuff and the supernatural shit, which is here in London. So
Okay.
maybe there's an influence outside of London, but it's heavily. I built the cult to be heavily concentrated here to take up a chunk of it.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that you weren't also like spreading it across across to like the United States, Canada,
Really.
Germany,
Honestly,
France, yada
really.
yada.
Like
Okay.
I took Cult 3, I think, and I specifically targeted it to like London. So like it's like if you do the census in London is kind of fucky at this point because a lot of people are putting Cult of Typhon as their religion.
Okay.
So couple of things, but unless it's just going to unfold in the description, be clear. I know we've discussed how Endo Sadness is planning to get around the fairly severe bottleneck of only being able to bring in a couple dozen people at a time, like a dozen people or so at a time. I know we've talked about that, but I don't think we've talked about it on recording.
Yeah, we haven't got there yet. That's not going to come up till maybe after. We're not there yet.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
so I mean, okay.
We're not there
So
yet.
I was just thinking it's good to just keep an eye on the notion of having that clear to the listeners, so that they just hand wave that restriction
come
of the
up.
charm that makes it
Yeah,
difficult to get thousands of people in.
Oh, trust me. I'm going to break it down. There's going to be a breakdown. It's going to be great.
For us,
Cool.
we know that it's a secret tool for later, but for the listener, at least Evan's going to show them what the secret tool was.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
and
I
unlike
it was going to be mostly off screen.
oh no, yeah, and unlike other songs that have a breakdown in the middle, this one won't completely ruin the flow.
So Layla has showed up with basically a case of Carlsberg, and she's frankly not sure if this is going to be a social occasion or just a party, or if it's they need to break a bottle against a ship to launch a new hell, which is kind of new. But she's also never found a situation, except for visiting the stars, that was kind of awkward, where bringing along a case of beer as a gift was a bad idea. So she's done that.
Perfect. Oh, I guess the cultists that are here are the ones that aren't really social facing. I have Femorai, and some of them didn't get the wish to look nice because there's a Femorai power that lets you hide your Femorai-ness. Mm-hmm. Early ones didn't get that, so they're waiting for that to ever kick in. So you're hanging around a lot of the freaks and mutants in the cult, the ones that are like cyber demons and look like vampires and stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, these are like the basement Midians, the ones they keep away from the rest of the population.
They drank the bad batch.
Whispers comes up to everyone with drinks, drinks that are offered to the circle essentially, and then switches out to drinks that are offered to the rest of the people in the cult, and at some point walks over to End of Sadness and goes, "Will you be requiring my assistance in hell?"
Yeah, buddy. You know what your place is there.
I just wanted to make sure you didn't want me to butler up the Gamma Cave.
No, we got the machines for that. They'll handle things. And then, it's not really our problem after that.
Layla dubiously looking at her drink, not sure whether this is the Jonestown Kool-Aid or not.
Yeah.
You're immune to water.
Whispers.
That's true. Bottoms up.
The crocodile man looks to all of you and goes, "Do not worry. You are not a part of the master's
my champion.
Sorry, I always fuck that up.
It's okay.
You are not part of my champion's retinue that is going to hell a certain way. If you're going, you will be taking your corporeal form with you."
That's
nice of him. Yes, I do agree.
Concerning the others.
And Assas will come over to the cult and be like, "All right, people, we're getting ready for it. It's 0 hour. Get your shit together, and then we'll start calling, okay? I gotta take these guys through a tour."
What have you told them? What have you told your cult about where that you're going?
Okay, let's play the video again. Boop. All right, a very highly edited video, like a lot of production value, because I steal my money and I have technology and I can have people that can do movies. So this is a really well done movie, actually.
Steal your money is a very funny way of saying that Rigel provides you a...
I also commit crimes and felonies and fraud.
You're right. You have done that so many times. I
have an entire network built around defrauding people, okay?
We are here to watch the works of Infernal Lenny Riefenstahl, which I guess is just Lenny Riefenstahl.
I don't know what that means, but I did get Werner Herzog to do the voiceover.
Yeah, that scans.
Look, he just likes money, okay? You give him enough, he'll do whatever you want. Most people will. I have 20 dice in charisma stuff.
Now I need to look up how Werner Herzog sounds.
Anyway, the introductory video goes like this to answer your question of how much the cult knows. The time of ascension will come, and you will be given a choice to enter hell. Your corporeal body will enter into a void and then enter into hell, be inserted into the hell machine, and then enter into the paradise that the hell basically runs over top of itself. Quote, yes, by Werner Herzog, exactly like the first Matrix movie.
Oh wow, this guy! Wow,
questions and reservations.
Wow, this man has a very impressive voice.
Yeah, I know. It's Werner Herzog, dog. Jesus Christ.
He's like the most famous
man. He's like the most famous man ever.
I didn't realize until I had actually looked him up. I'm so sorry.
It's all good.
So sorry I doubted you, sir.
People are going to hate me because I'm talking up Werner Herzog, but my favorite thing he's done is he did a found footage supernatural movie about him finding the Loch Ness Monster in a found footage movie, and Jeff Goldblum stars to talk about Carl Sagan at a dinner party at one point.
Okay, we can just stop the podcast now. All podcasts are over. We all need to go and watch this.
He's making a fake found footage movie, but he actually finds the Loch Ness Monster in it. But the twist is Werner Herzog didn't know it was fake. He thought it was real, and then it actually shows up. Yeah.
He also did a remake of Nosferatu, specifically for the reason that he thought it was one of the best made films of all time, and he said that he was not going to be satisfied with his career as a director unless he was at some point able to make a film as good as Nosferatu. And his remake is better than the original.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Holy shit, really?
I bet you the remake pairs well with Shadow of the Vampire, which is also outstanding.
Oh yeah, that movie fucks.
Right?
If you put together a Shudder account, they've got both versions. They've got, at this moment, all 3 versions of Nosferatu. And I say 3 because they're the silent original, which basically was lost for a long time because they didn't secure the rights to it, and Bram Stoker's widow did everything in her power to get that movie destroyed. Werner Herzog funded a scouring of the entire world for surviving fragmentary copies of the film and financed it being spliced back together and rescored according to its original, the sheet music for its original soundtrack.
This happened with Metropolis, too.
Represented, yes. So he reconstructed and caused the revival of that movie, and then he did a remake. And the remastered, restored version of Nosferatu is on Shudder. And the Werner Herzog English version of Nosferatu is on Shudder. And the thing is, so he shot that thing. He shot that film in, I believe, in Austria, Romania, not certain. But so the thing is, they didn't just record it there in German and then dub it. They recorded it there in German, and then once they were done shooting the scene, it was just, I was like, all right, and now again, and they shot the scene in English.
Oh my god.
And from everything I have, now I didn't know this, so I've seen the English version years ago, and I thought it was pretty good. But from everything I have heard, the German version is significantly better, if you can find that and watch it subtitled, because it's the native language for most of the actors, so they just give better performances.
Yeah, they're more comfortable doing what they're doing.
Yeah, so the thing is, the version on Shudder is the English language version of Werner Herzog's film. However, Shudder also has The Last Drive-In with Joe Bob Briggs, where he plays a film and then periodically interrupts to comment on the making of it in the background and yada yada yada. It's a brilliant fucking show. And the version that he has on The Last Drive-In is the German language version, and that's the only place on streaming service I know of to see the German language version at the moment.
Interesting.
But
else is a good movie on Shudder? Blood Vessel.
Oh my god. But yeah, there's a video, and it doesn't even have it doesn't show you what the hell it looks like because there's no cameras of it or anything, but you got a brief introduction. It has a vaguely sanitized Viridian dynamics, like the Bureau from Control look to it, where it talks about like, you don't need to bring possessions. Yes, your dog can come too. That kind of stuff.
Oh man, I loved Better Off Ted.
Right? Jesus
Great show.
Christ. Jesus H. Christ, Better Off Ted. Good show.
Wonderful.
Project Jabberwocky.
Yes.
Yeah, everyone gets a brief reintroduction. What are the major questions you want answered about hell? Before we go.
Can I bring my cat?
Yep.
Oh, cool. You said dogs were welcome. You didn't say cats.
Is this forever?
Yes. It's an afterlife. Afterlives are forever.
Well, I mean,
Are we going to the good place?
Yes.
all dogs go to heaven did very specifically say that cats...
Who's this guy talking?
One of your cultists?
Silence.
You go to the medium place.
What were you asking, Exalt?
What else do we need to know before we dive in?
I am alarmed by the speech of like corporeal bodies as a specific and secondary element that's not being ported in some cases.
Layla, it's hell. Okay, what happens when you die, Layla? You go to hell, okay? Your body doesn't go to hell. It rots in the earth and becomes fertilizer, or a zombie, or a mannequin in some sort of smoke shop if you have a real bad run of luck, okay? Like, that's just normal. Don't get hung up on it. That's what happens when you die. You go to hell.
What the fuck is with this mannequin in the smoke shop? What the fuck?
Move past it. We're already past that part.
No, we're not. No, I'm hung up on this right now, sir.
Look, I'm just like sometimes cowboys and mummies, and I think like First Nations people would like get murdered, and their body would put on display in like stores with stuff on them, and you'd be like, "Hey, this is a fun mannequin in the store," and they're like, "Nope, this is actually a corpse."
The cigar store Indian was not a literal Indian, Devin.
At least one was.
Well, I do know that in some like old horror movies they use actual skeleton whatever. Because hey, it's cheaper to buy it from abroad.
Poltergeist.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pete's describing Poltergeist. That was a movie. I'm talking about like a shop in West Virginia. They got it. There's a corpse in there. Anyway. It's not super out of the ordinary that when you die, your body stays behind and your spirit goes to hell. That's
like put your hands on End of Sadness' shoulders, since that seems to be the way to short circuit one of the 37-minute rambles. Just tell me you're not putting together a Jonestown here, and I'll be happy.
No, I'm not putting together a Jonestown here.
Okay, good.
Anyway, you guys want to see it, right? And I feel like you're out of questions.
Is there a use for beer in hell?
Yeah, we got beer dispensers.
No, he holds up the case of Carlsberg.
Yeah, fuck, let's do it.
All right.
He's gonna grab a beer, gonna like put like a key in the bottom and just fucking go at that can.
Well, it's a bottle, but
oh, is it? Okay, well that made this easier. Craftsman needs no tools, Layla.
It's Carlsberg, so it does look and taste a bit like leprechaun piss, but part of the experience.
Mm-hmm. Now that you've said that, I'm very glad that person we met wasn't a leprechaun.
Are we certain about that?
You see, now that you say it, I feel like my call... No, we saw her turn into a werewolf.
I mean, maybe she...
I was thinking of the Slap Happy Gyms.
Wasn't Slap... What would Slap... Like, they're trickstery. I mean, you got that
like
right.
A subspecies of leprechaun, maybe? I don't know.
It's a good instinct, Layla. It's a good instinct. I wouldn't rule out it being a type of con. But I don't know any lepidopterists that can confirm.
We can look for some actual leprechauns after this.
All right.
No, you know what? Hell is preferable to this conversation. Let's do it.
All right, you guys go to the Gamma Cave, where it's actually a manse or a domain that gives you mana or whatever. So how you get into End of Sadness' hells are one of two ways. This base that End of Sadness has spent a bunch of time, blood, and effort into to like make it be a part of them. Or places of social like dilapidation and like failure. Like places where society has failed and died and rotted when it was trying to provide for its people. Those places
we are in the greater London area, so
cool. So all of America can get here.
Well, like mostly those clover leaf shaped like highways would probably count. The ones that like have no hospitals or food around them. I feel like some of those would count.
Yeah. Yep. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I don't know if everything would, but things would. There are things that would count.
Any place
Most
that has
of the
hostile
states.
architecture.
It's it's as difficult as having to cover yourself in blood, which is one of the other entry requirements. So finding a place where society failed is about as difficult as like unzipping someone and pouring their juice all over you.
Gross.
Wow.
They put it like that.
That's an example in the charm book. It's like cover yourself in human blood, head to toe. It's like that's real easy. There's 8 billion of those people.
So, like the Mix Master in Dallas, we just go there.
Fuck yeah. You walk on that highway, and eventually you end up in a better place. Anyway, you go into the Gamma Cave. I gotta make a die roll to open the hell.
We're on
2 successes.
Highway to hell.
I believe that would open up your hell.
All right, I gotta spend essence. Assume I spend essence. I'm not keeping track of this fucking bullshit.
You spend essence. It's fine.
All right, so
Unless,
we'll go to the Gamma
if
Cave.
someone were to suddenly start attacking your hell,
Yeah,
I do not care about essence right now.
I mean, it's 50-50 that PvP starts after this.
Right? So Anasanis will open the door to a room in the Gamma Cave that he doesn't usually let you folk in, close it behind themselves, wait a few moments, open it, be like, all right, I'm ready. Turn around and open the door into a black void. With like effort. It takes effort to do it, where it's like, got it. And just give a, after you gesture to the rest of the party. And Whispers of the Labyrinth.
Whispers is going to go in without any hesitation.
Yup.
So
Layla cocks her head because something about this feels familiar. And then she walks in too.
So Rowan has a white void. You have a black void.
There you go. Told you were like me, Rowan.
So what does Negarowan have? Is it also black void?
Don't think Negarona actually exists, truly.
I mean,
Well, don't tell him that.
I mean, I still have the door open and making that gesture. It's like when you're like walking up to a store and someone opens the door for you and they're smiling and waiting.
All right, yeah, I'm going to go. Look, they have.
Rowan's just been pressured into going to hell.
And he does, because he is very bad at peer pressure.
There we go.
Okay, let's go along with. And that's how Exalted gets 3 Exalt souls.
Right? Oh, wait, are we bringing Andrew Parker? You said you're going to kill Andrew Parker. Are we bringing him?
No, not
Okay.
That sounds like something that Layla can do on her own time.
Fair enough. Okay. I guess I should describe what you guys see. So I don't know what the transit from Earth to Hell feels like with this charm. I'm not too sure exactly how World of Darkness works when you're going to other places. But
so
actually,
I was going to say, I have a vague idea of what your hell is like for the people who worship you or the people who are your friends. So, like, I feel like that the transit between both of these is the equivalent of waiting on an elevator, but with really okay, like, elevator music. Like, it's not like boring. It's not like waiting there and being like stuck in like wait mode where you're just kind of like impatiently waiting for something to happen. You're just kind of like the best way that I could think to put it is like you're moving along on like a subway train that is going to the destination, and it is basically like it's not crowded, but it's not full. It just feels like a natural way to go about things, because that's kind of how that I feel that Devin has described what is coming to us in chat before, that it's calming. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, and it's funny you mentioned elevator, because that's literally where you guys end up on. That's the entry point.
It makes sense that hell begins with a Mass Effect elevator ride.
Pretty much. So you guys, when you cross the threshold and realize that you've crossed the threshold and aren't in that interstitial kind of like feeling, you're in a black cylindrical room made of like steel and copper and brass with no light on. And Whispers ain't there, and neither's End of Sadness. It's just you three.
Are we going to get murdered?
Rajlo pulls out his fuck off wand.
No, bad.
Bad Rigel. That's not within the regular system that we're using now.
Not because it's wrong to kill other PCs, but because that wand is illegal now.
Rajlo pulls out his ripcord.
Eventually, a speaker built into the wall will start talking to you guys with End of Sadness voice. Can you guys see?
It's
Kind
dim.
of?
Are you in like a room that looks like a big metal room? I've never done this before, by the way. This is the first time I've come here.
That's very reassuring.
We're not outside with trees.
Okay,
I can't tell you more than that.
All right. Give me a second. Give me a second here, and then lights will come on, and you guys will start moving. Like the elevator will start going down.
I just imagine like the moment in Outer Wilds where you play the DLC, first time you get down the raft and it just like drops you.
Right?
Music starts. So,
That was a good shock. That was a good surprise.
You know, when we're around them and they're really, they're kind of getting up and going. They're doing their little mind their telekinesis thing, and the emerald shining and all that. There's that feel in the air, like hot brass and ozone. She's talking about the feel of their being around in no sadness when they're spending essence like a mad bastard.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. What about it?
Just reaches out and touches the nearest wall. It's like, there's a vibe like that.
Yeah, it'd be
all around this
hissing with
place.
it.
I think I did Geiger counter.
Yeah, I'm concerned about being here, honestly.
I assume that. So.
Oh, there's background radiation for sure.
Oh, for real? Yeah. No, I was going to say. I assume that given End of Sadness's background and everything else, that thing was going nuts.
Yeah.
But if you say it's not, then it's not.
It's not like the murder type. Like, it's not like the type where it's like, oh, we're already dead, we're walking ghosts. But like, there's background radiation, and it gets much higher the closer you get to the walls of the metal cage. That's about done.
Okay.
It eventually stops, and the walls and the ceiling start like shifting into the floor, and like this thing's unpacking itself into a structure around it. Like the elevator's opening up into a box basically, and becoming part of its surroundings. So where you are is in a perfectly black void with no ceiling, no walls, no floor. On top of, you know how buildings look when they're being built, where they're nothing but scaffold and skeleton, and there's nothing interstitial connecting together, and you can see like the trunks of cabling and like infrastructure.
Yes, it's horrifying.
Yeah, you're in a superstructure like that looks kind of like a star or a snowflake, like a pointy multi-sided star, basically, with like beams and arms going out everywhere. That's just made of scaffolding, and it goes on into the darkness. And it's pretty hard to see around you until all the lights start kicking on, which starts happening as soon as the elevator hits. Like lights and floodlights too, like ones that would be pointing into the void to help give illumination, like you were in a submarine or at the bottom of the ocean.
Yippee.
And every single one of these arms or spires, like this place doesn't look done either. It looks like it's in construction. There's machines everywhere. Big industrial, like robot spider looking machines. No, not spiders, rats. Robotic looking like rat things, just
Awesome.
Building this place, assembling it, spreading it, continuing to run cabling with their tails like acting as work tools and stuff as they hold on to it with their hands. And all of these spires have things attached to them that kind of look like spinal columns, but they're big mechanical ones that have like vertebrae that are clearly distinct pods. That's what the pods here look like. They kind of look like a vertebrae stacked on each other that run through and around and all over the superstructure of this place. It's a lot like the Matrix People farms, except a little more diesel-y.
Devin, check the
Yeah.
Is that about right?
Yeah. Just you know how there's like a ceiling? No ceiling.
Infinite.
It's more like a ball with these spires coming out of it into a void. So where you are is one of the livable parts, because this place doesn't have habitable parts outside of very specific areas, because why would they ever need them? So there's a glass dome over top where the elevator opens up. Lights start coming up. There's what looks like port systems, like bathysphere or aqueducts all around its sides, ringed in brass, where, to give you a bit of a spoiler, that's where the pods would come in and out when people are loaded in through this welcome area. There are screens. They all have the Despair 7 logo on them and are just burning silently. And End of Sadness is nowhere to be found, but they're talking to you over speakers from around this place. All right, guys, this is it. Here you are. You're on the promenade.
So I have a question for you, Devin, before that we continue.
Yeah.
What's the timeline for these people getting
Raptured.
getting raptured?
What do you mean?
Well, is your circle gonna witness your entire cult getting raptured?
Probably at some point, yeah.
Okay.
He's hit the floor.
Let me know when, and then we can start describing, I guess, in tandem, these people getting loaded up into their matrix pods.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get to there. But, here you are, guys. This is it. This is hell. You hear groaning and straining of metal in the distance like you would if you were in a submarine. Yeah, very blamey.
Yeah, this is hell. Oh, I don't know what I was expecting. This is horrific.
I'm not sure that this is actually finished.
I have access to numbers in here, but they're not like when numbers come in like tens and stuff. These numbers don't come in like that, but they're telling me that once the cavity is filled, the superstructure will be completed.
The cavity.
Well, this like, oh, you can't see my arms gesturing. Jesus, where the hell are you guys? All right, you see the space we're in?
Actually, Devin, real quick, I have a question for you.
Sure.
Would you say that the architecture of this place is more machine-built or artistic?
Machine-built. It's extremely Autochthonian, and Autochthonian was very vulgar, if I remember.
So, question for the architect in the group.
Yes.
Does that hit your intimacy of pursuit of art?
Huh. Is it utilitarian or is it more Baroque?
I think it's a little bit of both with Autochthonia.
I just wanted to see if Rome was getting a limit from literally coming in here, considering this is kind of an architectural nightmare to him.
It has function. It's not built like this just to make people crazy. It's built like this for a reason.
Well, no, that's the whole thing, is that if things are just built just for no reason other than function, that makes him crazy.
He wants the artistic side of architecture. He doesn't want just function.
Yes.
So I think that technically that goes against your intimacy of pursuit of art.
I think let's make it fun, and yes, that means 7 limit. Oh god.
Oh god. Here we go. Choo choo.
Choo choo.
Anyway, you can't see me gesturing, but I'm gesturing. But you see the space we occupy? Like, we're occupying a space, right? Like, don't go outside the dome. That space it's not a good space to be in. But we occupy it, and eventually this structure will convert the emptiness into not empty.
Okay.
So how far exactly from finished is this?
I'm not too sure, to be honest. As far as I can tell, this could take... it's not like it's going to be finished by like a
this.
completion date. It's more like when I'm full, like when it's full, like I'm building out this size right now to have people in it. And I can actually fit a lot of people in here right now, so I don't really have to worry about expansion. But when I start to run out, well, then we'll keep expanding out and out. So when I run out of space to occupy, well, that's the max amount of people I can have.
No, I meant more like where are the walls and the floors and shit. This is all like unfinished skyscraper, but like hell scraper.
Yeah, this
Which
is
I guess
it.
makes sense, but
This is it, Layla. Like, look around you. You're in it. This is
so
just
people are
what.
gonna jump over the fucking cables and bash their brains out the way you get it set up here.
Yeah, they absolutely will. Do not leave the promenade. The promenade is your safe zone. If you see a promenade, that's a safe zone. I put markings on them here and there. Don't go out unless you have some sort of protection. It's not safe at all. No, but
Real quick, how if I could just butt in here for a moment, how freaked out are all of you that End of Sadness like has no corporeal body and is just kind of talking to you guys from everywhere?
Honestly, that's the least weird thing that's going on right now. I'll be real
Okay.
frank with you.
Okay,
Oh, no.
but also you're the architect nerd in the group, and you're like, oh no, why are they doing this? Sorry, Pete, I was talking over you.
I mean, they have that charm to, talk from every speaker. It's like, okay, it's amplifying that. He does weird shit like this than the usual, so.
Okay. I just wanted to check in because, like, from me as a game master, I'm like, ooh, this is a little weird to like think about that his voices or their voices just coming from everywhere.
Yeah, it's not just speakers. It's like it's being carried over on sound waves from other parts of the place. No, but Layla, they get loaded in directly into their unit, when they cross over, in which case they just get onboarded immediately. Or if they come in through the door, sometimes I'll bring people in through the door, Layla. I brought you guys in through the door. They just get loaded into here through orientation.
Okay, but have you met your own cult? Some of them are morons. They're going to trip over themselves and they're going to fall forever and they're going to land on a thing that looks like a weather vane and
No,
mixed with a TV aerial and they're going to die.
No. Wait. Once they're here, they're not going outside the promenade. You can't get outside of this dome easily. You have to go into the pod. Or you get loaded into the pod directly. There is no leaving the pod.
Odd.
The pod. Like, damn it, you can't see me. Where the hell are... Oh, that's for you guys. Oh. I see what happened. Okay, I understand why I'm not with you guys now. Which means I can... All the screens with Despair 7 turn off. And they turn back on to just static. Didn't realize this place came with a mute button for Despair 7. Nice. All right, perfect. I'm back in the game.
Does this place remind anyone else of Jurassic Park when they were trying to get the electricity back on right before the raptors killed everyone?
Not exactly the comparison I would go for.
He just reboot himself.
No, Despair 7, I put them somewhere else. I put them away. I didn't want to deal with them right now. They were talking to me. But I can just do that up here. It's easier. They're not in my head. All right. Do I need to show you how this works, Layla, with the pods?
If they're not in your head, where are they?
I put them down in processing to handle the onboarding of people, so they'll just be managing that in the background. They can go do some grunt work. Fuck. Do something for a change other than talking.
I assume that, as you mentioned, the onboarding of people, that multiple machines are beginning to move as that people are being onboarded.
Yeah, I'll bring a batch in. Like, you're not going to see them coming through the pagoda, though, because that's how you guys come in through the door in the elevator. Like, there are just pods where there's a flash of light, and now they're being brought, like, close as you see someone in a pod being hooked up into the machinery and going to sleep. It looks like a spinal column that's kind of see-through in one area and full of red goo.
Do you have any things that show what the people in the hell see?
Yeah, we got that.
Experience, I should say.
Yeah, we got that. I haven't got there yet.
Okay, I just wanted to...
All right, look, see this vertebrae-looking thing? That's a pod. They go in the pod. Look, they're being hooked up to the pod now, right? They're going to go to sleep pretty soon. And I edit out these short-term memories with some chemicals so they don't remember the pod onboarding. It's pretty traumatic. because you're in a confined space, obviously, not because it's actually much more worse than I'm just saying they go into the pod. Step 1, pod. And person gets loaded in, and then they get put into one of those spinal columns in those little arm towers, and they just plugged in. And they're plugged in. Look at that. They're not wandering anywhere, Layla. They're not going anywhere. There's no tripping.
Fuck in the fuck.
So they're just going to be restrained for eternity?
No,
They're
there's
just gonna have a little nap.
there's muscle exercising. They are pretty compact. Like, it's why you're on your side. I didn't want you standing up. That always didn't make sense to me why they were standing up. No, you just stack. Rowan, I needed to be able to stack a lot of people in here. I didn't have a lot of space. Okay.
Rowan just looks down to infinity.
Like, what? Okay, what if I had like 1 billion people in here, right? How would I know if I had enough space? So I got to stack the pods. Plus the animals too. Like, God, I have so many animals in here. There are a lot of animal sanctuaries in London. A lot of them.
Oh, okay.
And all right, yeah, and that person's in. I can see them right now. I can see them. They're hanging out. They're woozy. They're wearing the default clothes, and they're at a beach now. Look at that, done, easy peasy. See, you can't see it. Do you guys want to see? I can show you. You don't have to go into a pod though. I know you're going to immediately freak out about that.
Just going to show it us on the monitors.
No, there's a kiosk here in the pagoda where there's like gloves and like a little headset. It looks a little bit like the space jockey chair if it was a little more Apple Store-y. Just sit in the space jockey chair and it'll put you into the VR.
Layla is just trying to make eye contact with Rigel at this point.
Yes, Layla?
Should we leave?
I mean, I'm kind of see how this whole thing ends, I guess. Let's see how far this rabbit hole goes.
All right, go to the chairs.
She twists the lid off of a Carlsberg and just starts drinking as she heads over toward the chair.
You can just throw it over the edge,
Not a bad
Layla.
idea.
You just throw it over the edge, Layla. I got garbage pickup here. Don't worry about that. We got recycling.
Oh god, there's no that ringing bell.
I mean, what would be the point?
Well,
If you guys want to sit down in the cool, funky chairs, it brings you into a virtual reality. That's just like it's just a virtual reality. Like I could gussy it up and give you a bunch of words and verbs for it. It's a virtual reality. It doesn't feel as great for you guys because you aren't actually like jacked into it, so you don't get the full sensory experience. But this hell has advanced technology, so those chairs are really advanced virtual reality. Like, it'll get you as close as you need to get.
I'm weighing how much goodwill End of Sadness has done, which is a lot,
Yeah.
versus this is hell. And he's trying to get me to get Jack into a VR.
Look, there's no jacking here. I can sense. Oh yeah, wow. Oh, I have monitors. Cool. I can sense the trepidation. All right. There's no jacking. Don't have to worry about jacking. You guys are giving off a lot of fear pheromones around jacking. Don't worry about that part. It's not going to happen. You're not invited into the hell. Okay. You could if you wanted, but I didn't invite you into the hell. I invited you to come over to hang out, not live here.
well, at the very least, if someone ever tells us about hell, we say that we've already been there and we can arrange for them to come.
Yeah. If you take the chair, it's a virtual reality. End of Sadness is in there. So are, like, I don't know, 20 cultists and a lot of dogs and cats and birds and rats. A lot of rats are in here. A lot of them. They all get their own little paradise.
Okay, let's jack in to jack off.
Yeah. If you show up, it sounds like, hey, you made it. I know you're wearing goggles and stuff. You can see me, right?
Layla just slowly sits down in the chair and puts the fucking goggles on.
All right, yeah, I guess so. All right, let's go in.
All right. You guys are in a cabin in the mountains that's very cozily decorated, like a lot of flannel blankets and fireplaces everywhere.
This is actually quite nice.
Yeah. This is where I hang out. This is where I sleep. Oh my god. Have you guys tried sleeping? Amazing.
Yes, it's done every day.
Oh my god. I had a bit of a nap while you guys were putting the goddamn goggles on. It was great. So what do you think? Look, it's hell. You don't have access to all the features. Like, there's a menu to drip feed yourself morphine. You don't get that because there's nothing actually plugged into you.
Where are the other people and what's outside of this cabin?
All right, well, we'll just open the door and show you. It's a mountain. It's like, this is just the place I like that's peaceful and restful.
So there's still
It's-
a booming voice controlling everything remotely, or are you actually
No, it's the
there?
center status right there in the virtual
Okay.
reality with you.
Okay.
So is this like a one-to-one recreation of the Earth, or what is this?
Okay, so you know when you're sleeping and you're very comfortable and you don't want the dream to end, and then you remember that you're dreaming, so you start to wake up, but sometimes you don't, you just fall right back asleep and you forget to remember to forget. So this
lucid
place
dreaming.
this place kicks that in kind of all the time to people. So where the people are is real random. They're either like going down their favorite mall or going to a movie to watch a movie, or they're like on a beach somewhere, and then they'll forget that they're on the beach and they'll just kind of slip into the dream state and they'll end up somewhere else. It's very cozy. It's very flow like water. I originally thought I was going to build like a 1-for-1 recreation and make it like your own Animal Crossing island, the Matrix virtual reality. But you know what, Layla? That seemed like a lot of work. It also seemed like people would complain about it a lot. So I just cut out the middleman and I made sure everyone else generates their own, afterlife around them, and other people kind of just join in and stuff like chat rooms. You just spin them up, spin them down. Don't matter.
Oh,
So everyone here is basically just in a semi-conscious daze, high off their heads on morphine.
Other stuff too, but yeah, pretty much. You want to hang out with your family members? Go hang out with them. You want to be alone? Be alone. You want to hang out with your loved one? Go hang out with your loved one. You want to get married again? Do it again. Revisit your wedding. Revisit any memory you want. It's all good.
there's been so many tonal whiplashes. It is baffling my mind.
Right? Pretty good afterlife, right? I fucking delivered on that promise of an afterlife to that cult.
Everyone closes your eyes and thinks really hard about the roof of the Tower of One.
Okay,
Opens
so
it,
an
like,
afterlife where
anything
you
happens.
lucid dream for eternity. Could be worse.
Okay, guys. I modeled it after like heaven, right? Like this is basically heaven. Like I basically did it
this is
all.
basically the thing that they tried to escape real hard from in the Matrix. You've seen the Matrix, right?
Oh, okay. Well, no. We're not doing the. Oh, this is the Matrix. It's bad. Okay, first of all, the machines were
Okay,
pissed
so you
at
have
humanity.
seen the Matrix.
First of all, the machines were pissed at humanity because humans were terrible in that franchise. I saw the Animatrix, and that is canon. The Wachowski said so. So is the MMO, but only the part where Morpheus dies. Layla. 2, I'm a machine that actually likes people. So, like, how is that a bad thing?
Well, first of all, I've seen Brexit, and so actual people are a lot shittier than the ones in the Matrix. And second of all, I'm not sure that you understand what people are.
I mean, like,
because because I don't believe that just drifting on the edge of waking up is my idea of a really spiff afterlife, so much as kind of like a sleep paralysis nightmare that never ends.
well, you could be a little more woken up if you want to. And if you want to go outside, you can, like, ask me to go outside.
Oh, and take in all the nothing and the giant vertical drops onto spikes.
No. Like, you got to stay in here for a bit because, like, being in the pod converts you to, like, you know how my worshippers look, Layla? You know, they become like machine people over time and stuff. The pods do that kind of. The background radiation of this place focused into the pods kind of just does that naturally. So after about 5 years, I can kind of clean off most of the worst damage of that. It's hell stuff I'm working with, guys. I don't have, really accurate tools here, but I can cleave off most of the garbage after about 5 years in the pod. And then if you want to go topside, back to the world where like sex and violence happens, just go topside.
Wait, sex doesn't happen here?
I mean, like, okay, again, I base this off like heaven. So, like, I don't know, Rowan, if you went to like heaven, like you died, you went to heaven, Your grandma's there, your family's there, your childhood friends are there, people from church are there. How often did you think you were going to be fucking?
I don't think anybody from the church my folks attended would make it into an actual heaven worthy of the name.
Right. But also, like, there's a giant triangle with an eye in the middle with wings that's God looking at you while you have sex. Did you think that was going to happen? No. Plus, it introduces complications and dramas. I just cut that part. Most people are too loosey goosey to really even focus on it all that much.
You cut that part. Okay.
I had to cut
What
parts.
else?
Violence. Like, okay, I know a lot of people like hunting, but you can't like hunt shit for sport here.
Not even VR.
No, well, that'd be terrible. Like, what? Okay, it starts with hunting with animals, then it starts with hunting people, and then you're hunting people that look like people in the VR because you're like some sort of crazy. But no, complicated. I cut it. If you want to do violence, go to Earth and like kill a bunch of Pinkertons, with your machine gun hand.
So it's an afterlife where you get to walk up and down the mall until you want to die, but there's no death.
No, you can play sports. You can play your favorite. Like, I have all of human knowledge and history here. So like, there's literature and poetry and books and video games. And you're like, oh, video games, those are fine. Yeah, well, they're video games. Duh. Like, obviously, if you want to load up a PlayStation, sure, but you can't just Grand Theft Auto through the afterlife. That's no afterlife would have allowed that.
So I have real quick, if you all don't mind me butting in here. This is a fantastic conversation, but I have a legitimate and weirdly system-related question.
Sure.
Oh boy.
You have a bunch of people here, at least 3 of them, who are kind of horrified by what your concept of the afterlife is here in the Sadness, in some respect or another.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least 2 of them, from what I've heard, seem pretty horrified. I'm a little on the fence about where that Rigel stands. But my question is, specifically to Holden, the person who has written all of these charms and everything, is what happens when you have people who don't believe in the hell brought into the hell?
They have a very bad day because the hell is real.
Yeah, this ain't consensus reality. You know that picture where it's like the myth of consensual sex? I consent, and then Jesus goes, I didn't. That's where we are.
I wanted to make sure that this wasn't one of those things where that because that you suddenly had these big personalities that have been an influence on the End of Sadness that are Layla Church, Rowan, and Rigel Star, suddenly going, whoa, what the fuck is this? This isn't a cool thing.
To damage the hell, I need to be hitting it with Green Sun Nimbus Flare.
Right.
Okay, I didn't realize you needed to be actually rolling dice to deal damage. I was, excuse me, I was under the impression that you could just deal damage by questioning its validity as an afterlife.
Oh no, this is a spirit realm. This is like ending up in the underworld in Raid. The underworld doesn't give a shit what you think about it.
The underworld's coming for you.
Fuck, you know what? I feel like you should have made this like a High Umbra thing, because that, like, I feel like that kind of works out a little better in my opinion, but I can holler at you later about that.
It's hell. The intrinsic nature of hell is deal with it, bitch.
Fair. Okay, I just wanted to butt in about that mechanically and yada yada.
That's good, because right about then, Layla is like has an arm around him, Sadness' shoulders, is like trying to patiently explain. So, let's say that we decide to have a rousing fucking game of basketball.
Yeah.
And we get all worked up and sweaty, and we bring a bunch of like little cultist friends, and everybody gets all worked up and sweaty on the court.
Yeah.
Do you know what athletes do after getting their endorphins jacked through the fucking roof like that? They go back to the hotel and they fuck like wildebeests.
Yeah, but like, again, like this isn't like a me thing entirely. Like, Like Layla,
You've
like
created
actual heaven.
the universe of eternal blue balls.
No, because it doesn't even come into it. Those hormones, you could just tune them down if they're bothering you. It happens automatically, autosomatically.
What if people don't want it to bother them?
Well, then why did they choose me as their god in my afterlife? Guys?
In
Because
fairness,
the average mind has difficulty processing the depth of your damage, my friend.
What? This isn't damage. It's heaven. You get to spend eternity pursuing any interest you want with the people you love with no other shoe. And if you got like really into sex and violence like the Muppets did that one time in that one movie they did, you could just go to Earth where it's nothing but sex and violence and partial nudity.
See,
The Muppets Sex and Violence. It introduced Nigel as the narrator Muppet. Do you not
It's an
know
actual
Muppetology?
there's no way this is an actual Muppet.
It was like it came out
Oh,
before the Muppet Show did, dog. It came out before Gonzo existed.
The original Muppets shit.
It introduced Miss Piggy.
The creator didn't want Muppets to be just for kids.
Yeah, Jim
so-
Henson. Jim Henson was very clear about this. I'm an artist, not a kids entertainer.
Holy shit! There's an entire Wikipedia of this.
There's so much
Holy
Muppet stuff.
shit!
God damn.
What the fuck?
Anyways, and as I was saying, if you want that stuff, you just go topside, where it's all that all day, every day.
Did you install a complaints department?
Well, okay. So you know what? I can grant people. I did think of this. I thought, what if people
You're
weren't
going to
happy?
need one.
Well, if people got here and they weren't happy, I grant people wishes, and wishes that I grant fundamentally alter the nature of someone in a positive way that they're looking for. If someone wants to be stronger, faster, smarter, or if, say, they want their leg back, I can knock off imperfections, quote unquote, that people perceive in themselves. So if people are really upset about this after committing to it and after I gave them the pitch and I was so clear about this, I can just wish away the flaw they have of being ingrateful.
They're going to wish for a working dick.
No, people aren't. Like, the beta test has been going really well.
The beta test is rat.
And like 10, 15 people that were like terminal or in comas. They're living it up. Here, I'll bring up a screen like in the middle of the space because we're all in the VR. It's like, look, there's, number 5. Number 5 is currently in an arcade they remember from their childhood, playing through Street Fighter, actually spending quarters on it, and like is totally into it. They've been doing that for 57 hours.
Nobody plays Street Fighter for 57 hours unless they are out of their fucking mind.
No, he's getting really good with Sagat. Like, what if you had a book you wanted to write? You could write your book here and never get tired. And if you were feeling kind of out of it, you could just kind of stop paying attention and it just float away. Maybe 20 days later, you come back and you're like, oh yeah, I was writing a book. And you have all this extra juice.
How vivid are those people?
What?
Is this actually a live a dream thing where you can't just slip out of reality and lose like a week?
Yeah, if you want, if you dial the settings up, there's granular settings for people and they'll eventually learn what you like. They won't completely go on autopilot. There's an element of control there, but like you can just set it to auto feed. So whenever you're at your happiest, it'll kind of lock you in there. Some people are going to be a lot more lucid. Some people, they're going to treat this like a beautiful dream they never leave, where they're constantly shuffling through sleepover after sleepover in a Snuggie. A nice, what's the term? Flannel. A nice flannel Snuggie.
A nice flannel medically induced coma. What in the fuck?
What?
So my
But
question
this is heaven.
is,
It's everything heaven has. It has people who all were, like they had the same background, because heaven has people who are quote unquote good that get into heaven. So all these people had shit in common, and they're all here. So there's a bunch of people in common in heaven.
Did you ever take any uni courses?
Any take what?
Did you ever take any courses at uni?
My education was unburdened by in-person teachers. I was kind of a remote learner.
Raised by wolves? Okay. Have you
No,
ever
it's just when you're in a remote
spoken
area.
with a philosophy major or seen one in the wild?
I'm gonna say yes, but I feel like I don't have the answer you're looking for when I say yes, because I've been on university campuses. I've had to rob places.
First year, a first-year student could tell you that there is no single workable vision of heaven on the basic traditional Judeo-Christian model.
Well, that sucks
Like
because that's the
actual
popular
notion.
one.
Yeah, and no one would actually be happy with it.
But I got like a couple people that are happy right now. I got a couple hundred people coming in that are pretty happy with it. I pitched it to them. I'm like, hey, this is what heaven's gonna look like. It's gonna be like the Matrix, but instead of the machines like hating you because of the shit you did wrong, because they were in the right in that movie, the machines are like a concierge.
Okay, well, it seems that End of Sadness here made a Nosic's pleasure machine and so on.
Like a lotus eating machine, right? You eat lotus petals and you sleep. That's what the hero gets in the end of the story.
Yeah, it's...
No, that's the island he gets fucking trapped on and has to escape from.
I didn't see that part of the anime.
Layla's just face palming at this point, and I think she's like handing it off to one of the others.
I just like you're coming at me with problems and not solutions. And like I gotta say, the other alternatives sucked. All right, you either go to hell and be tortured forever, or I think the ghosts I talked to say you become a ghost and you never get to feel or love or like interact with shit anymore. Or you go to fucking the other heaven, the actual heaven, with the G-Man, the Jeebus guy on the cross, where it's everything like this one, except you definitely aren't allowed to like do any of the cool stuff, and you're definitely not allowed to worship other gods. Like I didn't build like a cage for my worshippers to live in and worship me. I've
You
achieved.
literally built a little cage to worship them and worship you. It's a 6x6 box.
No, I built.
There's a pretty noticeable cage that I think that the architect has gained limit from. So I think that your argument is a little invalid here, bud.
I didn't build a cage to stuff people in. All I did
It's
was
a pond.
I just reached the true end stage of my growth. I wasn't a cult leader. I wasn't a demigod. I wasn't a destroyer of worlds or a herald of the apocalypse. Guys, I was just a house. And now I'm here. Everywhere. And then these people will filter on in, and I'm just going to take care of them. Just like I promised. And other people will filter in, and I'll help them out. And if they want to go topside and help their relatives out, or like help their countrymen out, we can just let them back up topside to make things better up there. You're not seeing the full scope of this, all right? Once I get communication a little more broad and I can start picking up prayers outside of London, I could filter anyone into here, you know? And once I can filter people into here, it means they can't be kept caged up anywhere. This place is an end to prison. This place is always what I told you guys it would be. It's an end to sadness. No more prison.
Place.
No more cages. No more, oh, that person's going to be locked away forever because they just have to make a call to me and they're gone and they're here. And maybe 5-10 years later, they come back with a machine gun arm and a bunch of other people pissed off about that. This, Layla, it's the answer to all of that nonsense topside in your broken, destroyed apocalypse world.
This place is a prison to end all prisons.
No.
Yeah.
Like, no, like, I know, but it's like, no, come on, guys, it's so peaceful. Like, you're saying you wouldn't want to learn to play chess super well in a place where there's no rent, no bills, no hunger, no pain, no disease.
Peaceful, restful island.
Yeah, peaceful, restful island.
Amazing.
Look, I don't know what your kingdom's gonna look like, Layla. I have a pretty good idea what it might look like. Like I got a bit of an idea. I got a hunch, Layla. I got a hunch. We all got a hunch, right? We got a hunch what your hell's gonna look like, what your kingdom, what you're gonna rule over is gonna look like, right? But like, that's a lot of what other hells look like. This hell's different. It's its own thing. It's not here to punish people. It's just here to take care of people.
There are worse hells out there.
I'm going to put that in the cult pamphlet next time we do a print. There are worse hells out there. And it's going to be a picture of like a Walmart with staff members inside of it. There are worse hells out there. It's going to be the old
When
Greers.
does the rest of the circle pull their ripcord and get the fuck out of here?
I think we're about at that point. I think I need to get out of here.
You guys want to leave? I can sense, scanners. I can pick up the bailout pheromones.
Whoa! Don't scanners, Rowan. That's rude. His head will explode.
Yeah, I can't not scan you guys. You're inside of me, okay? Like it's like hearing.
That's the only person who's going to be inside of anyone else in this fucking place. Jesus Christ!
Oh no!
So first you give me your heart, and now I'm inside of you.
Yeah, enjoy the privilege, Rigel. You're the only one here who'll ever experience it.
I feel like you guys are real hung up on the sex thing, like real hung up on it. All right, I just want to say it doesn't dominate everyone's life.
Boy, you're going to be in for a surprise. Have you seen the fucking internet?
I mean, like we have a clone of it down here. I'm pulling parts out of it that are just the worst, obviously.
That's
but,
a problem.
We got a clone of it.
Well, just leave all cats.
Yeah, I'm cutting around like some sites. There's a site called rotten.com. We're throwing all that out. I'm not keeping any of that. We're good.
Pornhub? No way.
I mean,
gonna be in here.
I mean, only if the actor's involved, if I can confirm that they are actually okay with being in the video. Otherwise, yeah, a lot of that's got to go. A lot of things have to go, but it's the human internet.
The only A-cup around here is all cats are beautiful.
There you go, right? See? I can feel like you guys want to leave, and that's fine. I can get the doorman for you and stuff, but you got to give it a chance, all right? Like, do you want to work at Walmart your entire fucking life till you're 70 and then die in fucking poverty? No, you come down here in your 20s and live it up with all your friends.
With all of your celibate, G-rated friends. Do you bleep out the cuss words, too? Can I say fuck?
Yeah,
hello, fuck.
Yeah, you can do. I did Nintendo of America. I did Animal Crossing the place. I was gonna, and that I had a better idea with the Dream State thing. You
were going to. Okay.
Well, I thought it would be a little more easier to handle, right? Because Also, by the way, this is my place too. I get to have a share of the enjoyment of this place.
Is that what you're into? Is it like the edging people for eternity? Is that your thing?
just hanging out, just being in a place, just enjoying a nap, a nice, warm by the fire nap, some food.
I mean, what if you'd gotten John Carradine in your cult? He can't even have himself a decent strangle wank down here where the man can't die from it. It's damn inconsiderate.
I don't know. How do you know about Kung Fu and Kung Fu The Legend Returns, but you don't know about RoboCop, Layla?
How does Layla not know about RoboCop? I'm sorry. I'm very insulted right here.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Fucking Layla Church. Oh, End of Sadness. Your references are making... End of Sadness' voice is getting gradually quieter as they rant on and on as you guys are being slowly logged out.
End of Sadness is having his own happy hormones applied, so he just calms the fuck down and just
you guys get logged out. You guys get logged out.
And the legend continues. It's the guy from Kill Bill. Surely you've seen that.
Yeah, he's gone. They're gone. You guys are back in the Promenade Dome. The entry area, and the floor's opening up, and an elevator's coming up. It's occupied.
Oh.
There's a 15-foot tall man made of rotting metal and green energy sitting in a throne plugged into it.
I've got my own way out of here if we need.
It's time to go to the cataract, I guess.
Right.
Is that you?
No, Layla Church. It's not the conduit. I figured we should talk very briefly before you leave.
Oh, you're Despair 7.
No,
Oh,
Rowan. No. No, I turned
And
Spare
Dennis?
7 off. They've served their purpose so far. So, there were hints and very clear messages and signs and portents, and the conduit literally telling you that this was coming. And you came anyway. Which means, despite the obvious warning signs, and I'm going to be very gentle and say fear, that would be involved in this decision, this leads us to one obvious conclusion. You are here because you have questions. So, I can answer some of those.
This is what they really look like. This is what woke up in them on the day that it happened. That's what it's gonna look like when they stand at the end of the world. That thing I do, with the sword arms and the four legs and all that. That's their version of it.
There it is. The Citrine Knight? Was that the title? So, now there's just us, no lawyers. What do you people want with my conduit? And what do you people want with my kingdom?
Well, first of all, an end to the bullshit, conduits, kingdoms, end of sadness. All the fucking dreams and armor you've built up around yourself. Somewhere along the line where you came here, you've made a mess of your damn life.
Yep, that's about an accurate summation. There are problems, though, hitches along the way that make this harder to detangle. When I talk about the conduit, I talk about the thing you talk to topside, which is a person, which is like you, which is an independent thing that's in control of all of this. You can think of me, if you want, as a part of them, as a part of their subconscious, or as an alien presence. It all amounts to about the same thing at the end of it. But when I talk about the conduit, I just talk about that person and how the powers changed them. And the power is the best word they have for it, so that's the word I have for it. I don't have explanations for the nuanced things about how this all works. I only have what I have. So, I can answer questions. I can't tell you what you are or what this all means. I don't have that.
I'm well aware.
A very long
What about
time ago,
introductions to start with?
I am the Viator. This is my kingdom. It's called Null Space. That name doesn't belong to me. That word doesn't belong to me. It's something that was fished out of the power.
Oh, I meant your actual name.
Oh, yeah. I don't have that.
Is that a statement of philosophy, or is that off limits to you?
I don't have it. I just don't. I could think, I could look, I could prod. I don't have access to that. The conduit and I aren't active at the same times, so I lose access to that kind of information or those very closely guarded parts of themselves they build armor around, as you so put it.
She turns to the other two members of the circle. Are y'all following this okay?
vaguely.
My friend has built something up like dissociative identity disorder, or some fucking Bruce Banner Incredible Hulk version of it.
A little bit.
Okay.
They're not always wrong, though. You doubt them a lot more than you probably should about some of the things they talk about.
They don't really have time for doubt or reflection. So to think about things a lot. This is complicated.
Yes, it is. And the stakes couldn't be higher. You said it. It's the world, isn't it? Who stands at
The
the end
end
of
of
the
days.
world?
Yeah, it's coming, and this weird, fucked up PG-13 little lifeboat that they've built. Maybe it'll help some people. Maybe it'll. God, it's a mess. But it doesn't fucking matter in the end. And I never really knew how to tell them that.
Matters to the people they save. Doesn't matter to me. I'm not really interested in the byproduct of what this place gets filled with. I'm interested in this place. The people that are coming here, they don't matter that much. They'll get what they're getting. They're getting their afterlife exactly as the conduit described it, for better or for worse. This place isn't for that. This is a very. You know how children will sketch things on a book with like transparent paper? They'll copy it over. This is something like that. This is sort of. This place is a weapons platform. It's meant to create tools to wage war. It's been badly copied and badly transcribed and badly shaped into something else, but that core element is still there. That core element of what I am is still there. A weapon.
Pods that can make people into
Soldiers.
living arsons.
Maturation chambers for soldiers. Manufacturing facilities for weapons. Advanced technology for reconnaissance and drones. Materiel, not material. I don't have access to any of that, unfortunately. I can't make the conduit mass produce weapons of destruction. I can't make them send an army into your world and start taking our enemies. And I can't have them feed me by force. They have to choose to do it. Same thing with the thing you call Despair 7. It's basically shackled to the conduit. We both are. We're a part of it. We can't make it do things. It runs the show. So we sit here in the basement, waiting for that to run out. Eventually, your topside will burn out any sort of Pollyanna-isms.
No, I think you're wrong about that.
Well, that's why I'm not topside, is it?
Layla's walked over the edge of the, what do you call it, promenade.
Yeah.
And he's just staring out into the infinite gantry of steel and wires and racing electricity that's down there. All the empty pods lined up like coffins.
Mm-hmm.
How does Layla feel looking at all of that?
She's remembering when she was at the bottom of the Thames.
Fair.
Seeing the many visions of hell. Seeing a ruined world and smoke rising up to God's empty throne. And all the wretched things crawling up out of the cinders to try and lay a claw on it and claim it.
I mean, at the end of the day, this is just one person's view of what they think would be perfect. Not everyone else's, not yours, not a benevolent or malevolent deity. This is a person, a fallible person telling you what they think the afterlife should look like. But at the end of the day, just like every other afterlife, there's, whether it's hell, whether it's heaven, there's still shackles put on everyone. Even if they don't look like shackles. Even they don't look like manacles that go across your ankles and stop you from moving in certain ways. They're still there, aren't they?
It's not good enough.
And I mean, that's what makes it hell, right?
Hell isn't shackles. That's nonsense, the Vider will say as you're staring over in thought.
Now that's life.
Yes. Life is a prison. Hell is getting to the point where you could have seen it all gone a different way and realizing that your failure has destroyed that forever. Real hell, Layla, is living with our failure.
What she thinks is, that's revealing. What she says is, they're going to have their hands full with us for a while, but this is a sideshow. It always has been, and it's never really been a way to get them to open up about it, because they've got so much staked on it. The real action's not going to happen in here, and it's what does. Well, oh my god, it's going to be fucking comedy and a tragedy all rolled up into one, but it doesn't fucking matter. We're still just in the wind-up of whatever's coming. They have that wonderful little speech they like to roll out about the world having already ended, but the truth is, we're still just playing the opening notes.
You misunderstand, Layla. They're not talking about the world. They're talking about their world.
And cut.
And cut.
And cut.
Yeah. Do you guys feel like that's a good point where that
Yeah.
Rigel, Rowan, and Layla just kind of turn their back a little bit on End of Sadness and walk the fuck out back to the real world?
Oh yeah, you guys get an elevator out. It lifts you up, and then you're eventually kicked out of that same door.
So,
shit! Right, yeah. As that elevator's going up, guys, there's a lot more of those snapping, popping sounds as you leave, and then when you get outside, like out of the Gamma Cave,
when
there's an awful lot of empty clothes on the ground.
To elaborate, when that Devin says a lot more of those snapping, popping sounds, he doesn't mean like pop, 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 pop. It is a chorus. It is a symphony that is going off constantly for minutes at a time.
Yeah, there's a lot of klaxons and alarms going as it's happening as machinery moves, and those big giant rats start repositioning tech. As the Viator looks on, staring down 15 feet tall.
As the Viator of Null Space looks into you all and watches their hell, it is for the briefest of moments one of the most active places in existence. Across all places of Umbra, Lower Umbra, or Prime Material Plane, or whatever you're going to call whatever the world of darkness is, for the briefest of moments. Maybe a total of 5 minutes. There are so many pops and movements of machinery as your elevator takes you back to where you came into End of Sadness's personal hell. It is as busy as it will ever be.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Amazon sound reminds me of
What
it
is a
Chernobyl?
Crypt Keeper laugh?
I was doing my best for that. I figured we were going to end on that.
Okay.
Oh, well, like because we got to talk about the close for the listeners. We got to talk about the stuff.
Oh,
So
we
listeners
do.
know about
Yeah,
the
you're
shit.
right. We do.
We got to get. I know
Yeah.
we had a couple good branch off points. But we actually have a thing we have to tell the listeners about, so we have to give them the context.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. When you guys leave the Gamma Cave, or like the door in the Gamma Cave, there's a lot of empty clothes all around where there were worshippers. And if you go and check the news, whoever left, Brendan. So, how newsworthy is the rapture?
The rapture is
The
by
Greater London Rapture.
the Greater London. No, I'm sorry. The Greater Britain rapture. Because while End of Sadness's cult did focus on London, that doesn't mean it didn't spread out to other areas of the United Kingdoms. There are small pockets in Scotland, Wales, and Ireland that do get taken by this, but for the most part, most of it is focused along Britain. People on holiday, people who have taken their families out, people who were ready. Most of the signs are people who are ready to go. There are no sudden crashes of airplanes as the rapture takes the faithful to End of Sadness. End of Sadness is maybe not the most benevolent god, but they
delivered.
They delivered, but they also did not want to cause undue suffering to people, as, I don't know, a plane crash in the Greater London area. That would be counterintuitive.
Yeah.
People who were necessary were given the warning and the proper time to deal with their own personal things. Over the course of about a month, multiple more people continue to disappear and just leave their clothes behind. But during the initial scouring, as people are called to the Viator of Null Space and are brought to their very specific pods and are deposited into this hell, a good 20% of London's population and 5% of outer Britain's population, and maybe even 2% of the rest of the United Kingdom's population, is completely cold as the hell of End of Sadness takes place and people are brought to it. And over time, over the next month, maybe two, but it becomes rarer going forward, 3, people will lay down for the night, kiss their family goodbye, and then all that is left is clothes. And, well, unless, of course, we're going to focus more on the other downtimes that I have for other people, I think that's a fair place to end it for the night.
Woot.
I think we're good there.
That's a good introduction to the hell of other people, which is what its fun little name is. So what happened here, listeners, is a couple of things. When you get the charm to have your own hell, you have the ability to crack it open by making a roll and spending some essence to bring people in, but it's like a dozen at a time. You don't really have a lot of thorough put on that, right? But because I dumped points into having the wish power, how the wish works is you make a wish, I grant it, it boosts a stat on your sheet, and then there's a catch, and the catch is End of Sadness gets a favor off you, and if they call that favor in and you decide not to do it, you go to hell. you go like directly to hell. Like your corporeal body is taken into a rift into hell to be tortured forever. It's usually the hell of burrowing maggots because that's the kind of charm it is. Once you take the have your own hell charm, you can substitute charms that send you to a specific hell to your own hell. So all End of Sadness did, because they never call in the marker on their wishes, like I just stockpiled those favors basically, was just send out a oh god, what's that charm called of mine? Not Tintinabula. No, is it Tintinabula? Yeah, disembodied voice Tintinabula, which is a 1-dot charm that lets you talk to your entire cult whenever you want. Just sent out a call to all of them at once, telling them that they have a task. And the task was very simple, listeners. It was go to Mount Everest and remove 1 human body's worth of weight of garbage. Do that in a year and a day, nothing happens. That's the favor called in. Don't do that, or willingly choose not to do that, you go to the hell of other people, into your pod. So End of Sadness can grant wishes by hearing a wish. So if you make a phone call to them, if they hear you over a loudspeaker or watching surveillance footage or a live stream or something, and you make a wish, they can grant it, and they can send you the favor. And if you say no, you go straight to hell. But hell's the afterlife. It's the arc. So the entire cult booked.
It's kind of a genius plan to work with, being an infernal, in my opinion.
It's an elegant way to get past the bottleneck for sure. I looked at the infernal charms. There's not a lot of charms that let you send someone to a hell. Like there's like maybe 4 or 5 off the top of my head. So finding the effect and being able to substitute with your own hell changes things depending on how your hell works.
Right.
Right.
It only takes you 2 to 5 dot charms.
Fucking right.
Essence 3.
Yeah, you got.
We're going to complain that we needed Essence 3 and a pair of 5-dot charms to send like a significant percentage of the populace of Great Britain to hell. Give me a fucking break.
The fucking Brexit happened.
Brexit has definitely happened here. That'll have some effects on other people's downtimes, which we will get into with the next episode.
Awesome. Right. So, I was Devin.
Brendan.
Peter.
Holden.
Sam.
And this is sponsored by Nobody. Signing off.
This game is a collaboration between A Pair of Dice Lost and sponsored by Nobody Podcasts. You can find us at apairofdicelost.podbean.com and sponsored by nobody.podbean.com. You can find Exalted vs. World of Darkness over at holdenshearer.wordpress.com.